Lorraine Murphy. I'm the Chief People Officer at Air New Zealand. So we're about a $5 billion global airline, 11,000 staff, and fly all around the world. Yeah, so the topic of my essay is something I'm really passionate about. I've been in HR for a long time, and I think one of the greatest learnings that I've had about HR is that a few things make a really big difference and a lot of things make a very little amount of difference. And so, it's amazing it took me a long time to come to that realisation. But I think in HR we clutter a lot of our agenda with stuff that doesn't make a difference. And I think where we get credibility in the business is by really focusing on what are the few key things that really make a difference in the particular business you're in at that particular time around that particular business context and strategy, and really focusing and aligning around those things. Yeah, I chose this topic because 2 years ago I moved into my current role, and I had a real opportunity to start a bit with a blank sheet of paper. A new CEO had started. He had a long history with Unilever. He knew what good HR looked like. And so my agenda was to really think about how to reframe or frame an HR agenda in alignment with a new CEO and say, okay, if we had a chance to build the company we really both had always wanted to work for, what would that mean? What would we do? And what would we focus on? And so it's been a really great and unique opportunity to start in a company that had been around for 75 years, but to really start from scratch and say, if I had to take the things that were really going to make the biggest difference, what would they be? And how would we accelerate a change plan over the next few years to really get the company from good to great by focusing on the core HR strategies that will get us there. Yeah, HR is at an interesting turning point, and having dedicated my career to HR, and I'm really passionate about the HR function. I think in a world of a third, I think a third of HR people have really accelerated along with the function, and it's really grown, and expectations have grown on the function very quickly, and I think a third of the function is there. I think there's a third in the middle kind of finding their way, and I think there's a third who are really struggling, saying, look, what I signed on for is very different to what I am experiencing now, and it's much tougher and it's much harder than it's ever been, and expectations by businesses are much harder around financial returns on what we do and impact of what we do. And I think the good thing is any company I guess I've ever worked for are committed to the people agenda. I think we know that if you don't get the people right, then the company just won't get there. And you can buy in our case planes, and you can put people at airports and flight attendants, and the differentiator is the service. It's how the people interact with customers that really make the difference. And so I think our value is proven in an organisation, but we really have to live up to the opportunities that are presented to us, and how do we really differentiate both what we do and what we get the people in our organisations to do that's really going to help move the organisation forward. And that's a series of tough choices, both for us and our leaders and our businesses around really focusing on the things that will make the big difference in either, for us, the customer experience or the financial performance of the organisation. That HR sometimes have leaned away from some of those tough choices, but I think we're there and we're equipped, and we can really make an enormous amount of impact on organisations.